Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on the air. Hunter Biden guilty on all charges. Tonight, two jurors now speaking to ABC News. What they reveal inside the jury room. Jurors split right down the middle at first. Also, the stunning images coming in, the rush hour bus hijacking, and the secret recordings of Supreme Court justices tonight. The audio and what it reveals. First tonight, the historic verdict. Hunter Biden guilty on all three counts for illegally purchasing and possessing a gun while using drugs. Inside the courtroom the moment the verdict was read. And tonight we take you inside the jury room. We'll hear from two jurors revealing that jury was split down the middle 6-6 at first on whether to convict, deliberating for just 3 hours. President Biden on his son tonight, what the president is saying. Terry Moran standing by at the courthouse. Dan Abrams here on what Hunter Biden could now face at sentencing. Tonight, from New York City to Philadelphia to Los Angeles, 8 migrants who crossed into the U.S. illegally, detained with suspected ties to ISIS. What we're learning. That dramatic scene, the rush hour chase through Atlanta, crossing through 2 counties, police chasing a hijacked bus. The secret recordings of Supreme Court justices, Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts, as well as the recording of Justice Alito's wife. What the audio reveals tonight, and the woman who recorded the conversations now defending herself. The storms, the flash flood threat, up to 20 inches of rain in Florida, and this record heat spreading across the country now, moving into the east. Possible records up and down the East Coast, 90s in the Northeast. There is news tonight on Oprah, hospitalized for a time, what was behind it, and how she's doing now. And the iconic 1983 movie, The Outsiders, Matt Dillon, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, from the big screen to Broadway now. Tonight, our team takes you behind the scenes.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight with the historic verdict. For the first time, the child of a sitting president has been convicted of a felony. Hunter Biden found guilty on all 3 felony counts for lying at a federal forum about his drug use when he bought a gun in 2018. Hunter Biden had that gun for 11 days. His candor about his battle with addiction used against him in court. After the verdict today, Hunter Biden seen leaving the courthouse holding his wife's hand and holding the First Lady's hand as well. Jill Biden was there every day but one as her son was on trial. Tonight here, we take you inside the jury room, 2 jurors, and what they reveal to ABC News, that the jury at first was split right down the middle, 6-6, on whether to convict. So what changed overnight, deliberating 2 hours this morning and then convicting on all counts? Tonight, President Biden issuing a statement saying, "I am the president, but I am also a dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today." Adding that so many families who have had loved ones battle addiction understand the feeling of pride seeing someone you love come out the other side. Late today, you see right there, the president greeted in Delaware by Hunter, his wife, and the president's grandson, Beau. So tonight here, what does Hunter Biden now face at sentencing? Dan Abrams is standing by. And ABC's Terry Moran interviewing those 2 jurors and what they've revealed. Terry is at the courthouse in Delaware.
After 3 hours of deliberations, the jury in Hunter Biden's federal criminal trial reached a verdict. The defendant raced back to the courthouse to hear guilty on all 3 felony counts for lying about his drug use on a gun application in 2018 and for possessing a gun while abusing drugs, the first ever criminal convictions for the child of a sitting U.S. president. At first, Hunter Biden appeared stunned when he heard the word guilty. Then he nodded, patted his lawyer on the back, and hugged his legal team and his wife. Moments later, Hunter walked out of the courthouse, hand in hand with his wife Melissa on one side and his mother, the First Lady, on the other, determined to show her support. The First Lady was in that courtroom nearly every day of the trial, missing just 1 day for the D-Day ceremonies in Normandy before flying right back to Delaware. Minutes after court adjourned, a statement from President Biden acknowledging the verdict. "I am the president, but I am also a dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today. So many families who have had loved ones battle addiction understand the feeling of pride seeing someone you love come out the other side and be so strong and resilient in recovery. And I will always be there for Hunter and the rest of our family with our love and support. Nothing will ever change that." Moments after the verdict, I met with juror number 10 in the garage. He revealed a remarkable scene inside the jury room when they started deliberating. A jury split right down the middle, 6-6.
Believe it or not, it was a split vote.
6-6.
6-6.
That was the first vote.
That was the first vote.
But all that changed when they talked it over. Juror 10 says Hunter Biden knew he was an addict when he filled out that background check. Some of the critical evidence for him, Hunter's own text message sent the day after he bought that gun, saying he was waiting for a dealer named Mookie.
If you're an addict, you're an addict.
Right.
This is something that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
So you didn't buy the notion that for those few days around the purchase of the gun, he wasn't abusing drugs?
No. No, not at all.
Juror number 8, Elijah Lewis Guy, agrees.
For you as juror, what was the most important evidence for you?
The important evidence was the form, what he put down in the form at that moment, and knowing his history, that he was a user addict.
And as for the historic nature of this trial,
You do know that you convicted the president's son. How do you feel about that?
I don't care. I shouldn't say that. It's unfortunate that he's convicted, but him being the son is not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he did a bad thing, and actions have consequences.
today the special counsel who led the investigation into Hunter Biden, the U.S. attorney appointed by former President Trump and kept on the case by the Biden administration, said even Hunter Biden isn't above the law.
This case was about the illegal choices defendant made while in the throes of addiction, his choice to lie on a government form when he bought a gun, and the choice to then possess that gun.
President Biden also said today he will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal, echoing what he told David last week in Normandy.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Tonight, the president arriving back in Delaware, greeted by Hunter and his wife and their son, Beau. For Hunter Biden, it was a long day of reckoning. He faces a maximum of 25 years in prison, though experts say he's unlikely to receive anything like that. And it was also, for a man who says he has finally made it out from the darkness of his addictions, a day of gratitude. I am more grateful today for the love and support I experienced this last week from Melissa, my family, my friends, and my community than I am disappointed by the outcome. Recovery is possible by the grace of God, and I am blessed to experience that gift one day at a time.